We are deeply saddened to announce the death of our beloved Magdeleine George, better known as Mary, Mai or Marjoy, originally from Techume Millet, who resided at her daughter's residence in Shabatis Hill, Miku. She passed away at the St. Jude's Hospital on Sunday, August 4th, 2019, at approximately 5:15 a.m. at the age of 86. She was a former vendor at the Castries Market. Left to mourn are four sons: Valence George, employed with G4S Secure Solutions St. Lucia Limited; Francis George and Saniel George of Techume Millet; Charlie George of Lance Road Castries; five daughters: Margreta Augustine, better known as Tata of Lapwet Dannery; Priscilla George of Otsa; Juliana Polion, Jobatis Hill, Miku; Catherine George of Techume Millet; Linda George, employed with Peter and Company Distribution Food Market. 44 grandchildren: Johnny Felix of Corinth; Nancy Augustine Antoine and family of Dennery; Teresa Francis of Lague Babano; Yvette Francis, better known as Litra, employed with Grow Center in Dennery; Fimba Francis and Denville Francis of Dennery; Lucian George of Marico; Marcella Conibat of Mondador; Nicholas George of Techume Millet; Ashon George Emmanuel and her husband Alvin Emmanuel of Marico; Lisa Mercier and family of Mondador; Philip Alexander and family of New Development Bel Air; Crystal Joseph of Black Bay V4; Curleen George of Goodlands; Kermie George in England; Heidi George, employed with Hotel Enterprises in Otsa; Kiana George of V4; Diana George, employed with KM2 Solutions; Shauna George, employed with MSC Cruise Line; Samuel George of Techume Millet; Eldon George, employed with Coconut Bay V4; Sixtus George, employed with Sandals Latalk; Kervin Brown of Cicero; Debbie Mesme and Tana George in Canada; Malika George in Canada; Karen George of Lackeye Dennery; Vanetta George, Volan George, and Sia George, all residing in Millet; Maura George in V4; Latoya Delis, employed with the Landings Resort and Spa; Nicola George, employed with KM2 Solutions; Aisha George of Twapito Castries; Lintus Jimmy, attending the Vidbuttai Secondary School; Laurie Thomas, employed with Sandals; Francis Bertrand Henry and Elton Henry of Techume Millet; Miguel Henry, Vicky Henry, employed with Sandals Grand; Lance Bertrand of Deganzor Grand Riviere; Anika Bertrand, employed with Norwegian Cruise Line; Lena George, Lindell George of Millet. 61 great-grandchildren, including Nia Montoute and Michelle Montoute, both of Lapwet Monipo; Jenny Laforce, Cleona Francis, Joash Emmanuel, Cipriana Emmanuel, and Katie Francis, all of Lague Babano; Jesse Felix of Corinth; Rika Amade of Balata; Melvina Augustine and family of Granivier Groselet; Marilyn Antoine and family of Delse Choiseul; Celia Augustine and family of Texas; three brothers: Titus Augustine and family of Soufra; Marshall Augustine and family of Babano; Rufinus Augustine and family of Groselet; sons-in-law: Simon Herman of Lapwet Dennery; Gabriel Polion of Jobatis Hill, Miku; Stephen Rose of Otsa; Canitas Jimmy of Bel Air; Isaac Giddens of Techume Millet; one daughter-in-law, Brenda George of Techume Millet; 7 godchildren: Sophia Antoine of Bel Air, Sylvia Sim Bryce, better known as Girlie of Ancillary, Annette Hippolyte of Granovier Dennery, Pansy Giles Augustine of Chase Gardens Castries, Danny Wilfred of Bel Air, many nieces and nephews including children of her deceased sister Ethelyn Isidore of Choiseul, children of her deceased brothers Thomas Augustine of Delce Choiseul, Hubert Augustine and Ethelbert Augustine, her cousins James Alexander, better known as Damaz, and his daughter Debbie Alexander Balata, two brothers-in-law, Joseph Charlemagne and family of Kaiko Millet, Enoch of Denry Valley, close friends, Antoinette Alexander and Camillus Alexander of Hospital Road, Castries. Also left to mourn the Satney family of Castries, the Isidore family of Otsa and Choiseul, the Alexis family of Millet, the Pelage family of Millet and Castries, the Joseph family of Marcia and Canada, the Wallace family of Castries and Choiseul, Urena and family of Techimer, the Brothett family of Castries, the Constable family of Dennery, the Augustine family of Choiseul, Castries and Millet, the George family of Millet, the Antoine family of New Development Bel Air, her close friends and vendors at the Castries market, many other relatives and friends, both here and abroad, too numerous to mention. The funeral service for the late Magdeleine George, better known as Mary Mai or Majoy, will be held at the Holy Family RC Church, Jacmel, on Wednesday, September 4th, 2019, at 3 p.m. Then her body will be laid to rest at the Jacmel Cemetery. May her soul rest in perfect peace. Please note the family is kindly asking persons attending the funeral service to wear a touch of blue. Her body now lies at Rambatty's Funeral Parlor, Calvary Road, Castries.